All right. Good morning. So we're talking about the PegNet and where we are. I'm going to run over a few things that are on our wish list to do. First of all, I had intended to get the white paper draft out today, be a draft, open for discussion. Um, that's in progress, but I've been at consensus, and consensus has been taking up all of my time, but I'll be working it over the weekend and get a draft out. Most of the outline is there. Um, what we want to do is lay out how the PegNet will work going forward. Um, the first point is we're going to have two new tokens. We'll have a mine token that allows uh, the oracles to be rewarded in a limited supply asset. That asset will not allow for conversions into the mine token, but it will allow for conversions from the mine token to pegged assets. If anyone converts from the mine token into the pegged assets, it increases the supply, and that increases more rewards. Basically, it burns the token, so that would allow the token to continually be able to um, be provided as rewards for staking and for mining. And you'll be able to stake tokens, and you'll be able to mine these tokens. But when you stake, you'll stake the second token in the system, and that'll be the ARB token. So PEG, which has been playing two roles, will be broken up into the mining role and the arbitration role. The arbitration role token will be able to be staked and earn the mine token, but you won't be able to convert into it. The ARB token will allow conversion into all the PEG tokens, and the PEG tokens will be able to merge, be converted into the ARB token, and that will provide for the arbitration feature that we lost in the process with the PegNet, and ultimately um, killed our liquidity. So the ARB token really needs to be able to merge in both directions. Now, all tokens will that are subject to conversion. That's the USD and the Bitcoin and the Litecoin and the gold and the silver and all the other 40 some odd assets that will be in the PegNet. Um, those are all freely convertible with each other by their current market price. But we'll always, when we do a conversion, we'll always have two values. We'll have a market price and a average price, and the average price will be the average uh, market price of the token over 3 days, 7 days, some number of days. That'll be open to discussion. 3 days may be a little short. 7 days might be necessary, particularly where we have tokens that have very thin markets. We need a strong average price. Um, the idea is when you are converting from the token, you get the lower of the two. When you're converting into a token, the token you're converting into will be valued at the higher of the two. And the idea is when the market price and the average price are very different, there's a good bit of penalty to move, but when those tokens are stable, then the conversion is pretty straightforward. Now, for most of the real world assets like USD, euros, other currencies, those prices are relatively stable. They don't move a whole lot against each other. And for now, the PegNet will be based off of USD. So the oracle for USD will be simple. 1 USD equals 1 USD. Raw, done. But as we move forward and the markets are very unstable, it's possible that we may choose at some point to base the system on some other asset. Uh, I'd love to base the PegNet on Bitcoin, but I'm afraid Bitcoin is quite a bit more unstable than I would like. But maybe we could do that anyway. That'll be open for discussion. Um, One of the features of staking in this system is you will stake the ARB token. So by staking the ARB token, you're collecting the ARB tokens and staking them, you can earn the mining token from the ARB token. Now, that means there's at least some incentive to collect ARB and stake it. And you can get ARB a couple of ways. One, you could certainly convert right into it. So you'd be able to convert a asset that maybe is undervalued in the market and convert out of it into ARB and earn the mining token. And that would lower the supply of a pegged asset that's under distress, and that would help stabilize that token. But obviously, to get the most value, buying such a token on the market would be better, because for let's say you were taking the mining token and you're converting into ARB in order to earn more mining tokens. Well, you could buy a discounted USD and then convert to ARB, and you would have uh, a greater return on your mine token. So, because when you buy tokens, it tends to raise their price, especially in thin markets. Buying the token up will bring the price close to peg, and then the goal is to convert out of it and have some way of profiting. So the mining token is always supporting the prices of all the other tokens. That'll all get written up in the white paper, and we'll put it out. Now, I have been working on mining algorithm under Accumulate. I'm working. First step is to create mining for Accumulate, and the idea here is that you will mine will mine the hash of a DN block, the summary hash of the Accumulate network, and that's all the first version of the code will do. It'll mine that block, and so what that does is it adds proof of work to Accumulate, which is strategic for a couple of reasons. One, it allows a lot of people to participate, and two, it adds mining to our protocol, which ostensibly opens up the security of the protocol to many, many, many more people, which is something that that the SEC thinks is important to be distributed. So it adds to the distribution of the accumulate protocol. Now, our mining is CPU mining, which uses 90% less energy than traditional mining, and it means that the mining hardware runs cooler. Uh, it's easier to manage. You don't have the stress on the hardware that you do under traditional mining. And it allows you to run your miner on a computer you're using. And because of the nature of the algorithm, it does burn some RAM, like a gigabyte of RAM. But on modern machines, you can pretty much run a gigabyte of RAM without bothering the work you're doing on your computer or your laptop. And the weird thing about it is that can be running in background while you're working and earning you mining tokens. And maybe it doesn't earn you a whole lot, but it doesn't increase the power consumption very much of your on your computer, and it doesn't bother the foreground applications that you might be using, like browsers or office suites or compilers, whatever you're doing on your computer. That mining, once that's rolled out for Accumulate, then it'll be designed in such a way that we can plug in the PegNet to it, and um, and then the majority of that code will already be done. And once the binding is there, we have to work on the Oracle. The Oracle code already exists in PegNet, so it needs to be pulled out and reworked. I really have no idea how long that'll take, but it shouldn't be too horrible of a task. And I don't think that the data sources have moved too much, so that should work fairly well. We'll we'll be able to just plug the Oracle code into the mining, and we're done. One of the things we may consider is looking at a way to merge mine. Now, merge mining means that the miner would not only mine for Acme, but they would also be able to mine at the same time with the same hash power on the PegNet. And that's about all I have. Christine, do you have anything? Any questions? Okay. All right. Christine is right now our ambassador to Romania, pushing the PegNet to the electron electronic music groups. I don't know who are you visiting.
A lot of DJs. I can try.
I'm just kidding. So okay, and so a lot of this will get written up in the white paper, and Jay, do you have anything?
No, I do not.
Okay, well that'll be